presentations, and we have now we have two. First, Mr. Roger Anderson, Chair of Durham Region. Mr. Chair, welcome.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be in Clarington, Your Worship. Your Worship, members of Council, first of all, let me thank you for allowing me the opportunity to highlight some of the key regional achievements during 2001, and more importantly, a look ahead to the challenges of 2012. Overall, 2011 was a busy year with substantial progress in some areas and some frustrating delays in others. In December 2010, responding to a referendum results, Regional Council requested regulatory permissions from the Minister to allow the Regional Chair to be elected at large. Fortunately, the province finally filed the regulation on January 12th, so sometime in the next few months, Clarington will have to deal with it as a council. Working together last year, the Durham community convinced the province that the termination of the 407 East extension at Simcoe Street was absolutely wrong and at worst unwise. The province agreed to go to Harmony Road and build the link to the 401. Although it's not a perfect solution, it gets it a few kilometers closer to the end at 35 and 115. Infrastructure Ontario expects to announce the winning bid sometime early in 2012. Early in 2012 to the region is January, February, or March. We'll see what early is to the province. In contrast, the process to resolve appeals relating to the region's official plan amendment 128 and the Seton file has been a source of delay, frustration, and expense for all of us. The Minister has finally decided to declare the provincial interest in the Seton issue and has proposed amendments to the Central Pickering Development Plan. How this affects the resolutions of the Regional Official Plan 128 and the current appeals is unknown, but I can tell you this. You may want to pay careful attention to your industrial land, because with what the province did, you could lose some of it. In 2011, we made a noticeable dent in our infrastructure backlog. Using infrastructure stimulus funds for an investment of $13.4 million regional dollars, we completed projects valued at some $29.3 million, using federal and provincial ISF contributions totaling $15.9 million. We also received $17.4 million in stimulus funding for repairs and energy upgrades to our social housing stock. The stimulus fund investments created a lasting value in our communities and were much appreciated, but these programs, as you know, Mr. Mayor, are ending. We urge the federal governments to replace them with long-term infrastructure plans and a sustainable source of revenue for municipalities so that we can predict and have reliable sources of funding for infrastructure programs. Certainly, the region will continue to invest in infrastructure that supports our residents. Our economy and our transit network. In 2011, the region invested $2.7 million in 7.9 kilometers of road rehabilitation at multiple Clarington locations and $140,000 in traffic signals and guide rails at 4 locations. And subject to the budget approval in 2012, the region plans to rehabilitate 2 kilometers of Region Road 34, which is Curtis Road, north of Nash, at a cost of some $700,000. And we also plan to invest $460,000 in traffic control locations at 10 different sites in Clarington. In 2011, Durham Region Transit reached a milestone of 50 million riders. Conventional ridership has increased by 42%, and specialized service has increased by 44% since the region assumed the service in 2006. And in 2012, DRT will carry more than 10 million passengers. This spring, we'll submit the EA for studies for the first stage of the 6 kilometers of the Highway 2 BRT. And of course, subject to EA approvals, that in 2012 we'll proceed with detailed designs and commence property acquisitions. Since some of you sit on the Viridian board, I would ask that you make sure the Viridian Corporation understands that utility relocations are essential for BRT. So if they could pay attention to that, it would be much appreciated. In the interim, we plan to roll out a soft launch of BRT in July of 2013, providing high-frequency bus service on Highway 2 from Oshawa through to Toronto. Another BRT component, the $15 million Westney Division Bus Maintenance Facility, will be opened this spring. In the coming year, we will invest $8 million in a phased upgrade of the system we use to monitor, control, and collect data on water supply from our central locations. And this is called a SCADA system. Construction on the Port Darlington Water Pollution Control Plant will begin this year, and it'll be completed in early 2014. This will cost about some $50 million. And we'll also initiate the detailed design of the Curtis Trunk Sanitary Sewer through the Clarington Energy Park. In Newcastle, the region of Durham will invest $800,000 to initiate optimization and process studies for an additional capacity at the Water Pollution Control Plant and the new water supply plant. And in Bowmanville, preparatory work for several projects to upgrade the water distribution system will get underway as well.